So to make bigger pieces, I use air dry clay, specifically the Activa Supreme air dry clay. And for smaller pieces like little pins or my little desk buddies, I use polymer clay, and the brand I use is the original Sculpey in white. Now let's look at the pros and cons between the two types of clays. Air dry clay is super cost efficient, moldable, and strong once fully dry. Once it's dry, you can also paint over the clay without having to worry about it moving around. The downsides of air dry clay is that it can be very messy. You have to race against the clock before it dries, and if you use too much water, you run the risk of your piece cracking or warping during the drying process. Making small sculptures is also pretty difficult because air dry clay likes to stick to you more than it likes sticking to itself. And now for polymer clay. Polymer clay is extremely smooth and it sticks to itself very easily. It only hardens when baked, so you don't have to race against the clock, and it is much easier to handle when making small, delicate details. However, polymer clay can be extremely expensive, and it leaves behind a sticky residue on everything it touches. All in all, I recommend using air dry clay for bigger sculptures and pieces, and polymer clay for smaller, intricate designs.
Welcome back to episode 5 of trying to find the best clay for your at-home craft projects. Hi, my name's Riley, I'm an artist, and today we are going to be reviewing the Creative Paper Clay Modeling Material. This is a non-toxic and acid-free air drying material. I don't want to call it a clay since it doesn't identify itself that way, but when I first took this product out of the package, I can't tell y'all how stoked I was. I had a good feeling about it right from the get-go. This stuff reminds me of every single thing that I love about the DOS and Crayola clay without the disintegration factor. The one negative thing that I do have to say about it after working with it for a week is that it dries a little bit warped. I think you could babysit it through the drying process to avoid this, or honestly use sandpaper, but it is something to note. Let's get into durability because, oh my god, I was putting my whole entire arm, shoulder, back into trying to break this, and I eventually just had to bear down on it with my body weight, and it bent. It didn't even crack. It reminded me of the polymer clay a tiny bit. I would say that it's stronger than the DOS clay. There are 2 layers of
We're going to be making butter slime with this clay off of TikTok shop. A lot of people in my last video told me that they don't use Elmer's glue for slime. That's literally absurd. It's starting to come together. Now that our slime is formed, let's add our clay. There's literally so many colors to choose from. I'm going to go with this baby pink because pink's my favorite color. Oh wow. It almost already feels like slime. I think I'm gonna add a second color. Let's go with this magenta color. Okay, time to mix it in. Look how pretty it is already. This is literally one of the best butter slimes I think I've ever made. I'm literally so excited because of all the different color combinations. This right here can only make me like maybe 1 or 2 slimes, but this can make me at least like 10 or 20. If you want to get your hands on this air dry clay set, I would click the link down below right now before it sells out again.
Taking a chance cause I like you a lot, so I'll give it a shot, give it all that I got. La-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-dee. Suddenly you call my name and I lose my brain and I float up to the moon. La-di-da-di-dee, la-di-da-di-da. When you laugh it makes me smile and I love your style, so I wrote a song to this tune. Thank you stars for
So clay friends last night. Kitty. Devil. Kuro-chan. Kitty a bear. Tiger. You are cutting them up, I hate you.
This is made with soft air dry clay and this is with polymer clay. A lot of people don't know what soft air dry clay is, but it's basically clay that's soft when it's wet and when you let it air dry it becomes hard. I find it easier to work with because it doesn't require many tools and you don't have to invest a fortune into buying a bunch of supplies. In the Clay kit, we actually provide you with everything you need to start creating. What do you think?
So we've done polymer paper stars and ceramic paper stars. Now it's time for air dry. So first I used Play-Doh because I thought it would be funny, and then it worked really well. It was super easy to cover the stars. I just did 4 of them, as you can see here, looking great. Then it was onto the Fimo, I don't know. This clay feels the closest to ceramic clay, but it leaves a lot of white powder on everything. I figured out that you have to wet it first, otherwise it will not work. So I just painted it with a paintbrush and then got those covered. Last up was the Crayola air dry clay. This is the one that I see everybody using. Y'all, I think the other one is the same price or like $1 more. Stop buying this stuff. Yucky. Did the same thing, rolled it out, got it wet, and got them covered. So Play-Doh, Fimo, Crayola from top to bottom. But here they are after they're drying. So Play-Doh's on the top, Fimo's on the bottom, and Crayola clay is right here. Then that's ceramic clay at the bottom. As you can see, the Crayola was the only one that cracked. The Play-Doh didn't crack. Listen to it. Wow. And then this is the Fimo. And this one's the Crayola. So they sound the same. Ceramic sound break. So I needed to top coat them. I had clear nail polish, so that's what I used. Maybe not the best, but it worked. And I gave all of them 1 coat. I also painted some. It didn't do much, and honestly, coating them just makes the sound worse. But now it's time for a strength test. So first we have Play-Doh. It squished, but it didn't crumble. Next we have Crayola. I barely had to try, and it was very crumbly. Then we have the Fimo. It even popped, which was crazy. So it's definitely the strongest besides the polymer, which I could not break. I was squishing with all my might. So yeah, polymer is my favorite for the non-ceramic. And now you can make fun stars with whatever you have.
Yeah.